I went down to the New Vegas speedrun. I went down the New Vegas speedrun rabbit hole the other day. A guy named Wave Clipping got a Yes Man ending in under 9 minutes. That is insane. How do you even do that? I mean, like you said, it's a rabbit hole, so it's like, like, you know, they probably, you know, there's definitely secrets and things like that, you know? Yeah, speedrunners are crazy. I don't know, like, I don't know what drives people to do that, you know? Like, car guys, I can understand, you know, like, it's just weird to me, you know? Like, video games are so inconsequential. That's why I play on easy most of the time, right? I'm not playing on easy right now. At least I don't think I am. I shouldn't be, you know? Maybe I should double check that, but, you know, like, people who take video games that seriously, it's just insane to me. And, I mean, hey, like, everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got something that they do that I'm sure other people are like, whoa, like, why would you want to do that, right? But typically, like, if you're going to have a hobby, it's going to be something that's, like, actually, it actually gives you something that is real, right? Like, it's a real world thing, you know? And, like, I don't want to sit here as I'm playing video games being like, oh, fuck video games are for kids. Like, I don't like people who are like that. I'll go ahead and I'll try and save ammo using the pistol, but I don't like people who, like, shit on video games and stuff like that. Like, oh, stop playing video games, bro. It's like, dude, everybody's got to have fucking something, all right? You got to have something you could shut your brain off with. But at the same time, like, I don't consider video games to be a hobby either, if I'm just being 100% honest about it. I'm not judging people who play video games, obviously, as I just said. I'm not judging people who play video games. It's just that, like, people who take video games that serious, it's just like, yo, like, you should get something better to do with your time. You know, you need an actual pursuit for your life, if that makes sense. There's a lot. I could say a lot of things about, like, a lot of different things that I'm sure would piss somebody off. They'd want to argue with me. They'd be in my DMs like, well, actually, dude, right? I don't want to sit here and cause arguments or, like, say things that are just, like, designed to piss people off or anything like that. But, like, you know, playing video games to me is not a hobby, just like watching Netflix is not a hobby. If you want to be like a movie if you want to critique movies, or if, like, filmmaking is a passion of yours or something like that, I could understand if watching and reviewing a movie is like a hobby to you. And, like, I would even agree that it at that point it kind of does become one if you're using it for a certain pursuit. But, like, so many people just sit around and, like, you ask them, like, yo, what did you do this weekend? And they're like, dude, I watched Netflix, bro. Yo, did you hear about that Tiger King show, bro? Dude, it's on Netflix, bro, and it's crazy, dude. Like, they're playing with tigers, dude. It's crazy. It's insane, bro. Like, so many people I talk to, especially women, and I'm not saying it's all women, but, like, it happens with a lot of women, I've noticed. A lot of women don't have hobbies. They just kind of, like, watch Netflix and hang out and stuff like that. And it's like, this is why a lot of people are miserable, because they don't actually have anything that they do that gives them a direction to go in. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, I watch my shows, I play my video games, I do stuff that doesn't actually reward me in any tangible way or anything like that. When somebody asks me what I do, I usually just don't want to get into it because I don't want to explain it. So I'll usually be like, nothing, you know, I just kind of do my thing, hang around, right? That's different than saying, like, exactly what I've done with my weekend. You know, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I just don't want to talk about what I do with my time. I don't feel like explaining how I do MMA and I teach people and I like it yeah, sure, it's dangerous, but, you know, whatever, it's worth it to me. I don't feel like explaining that. A lot of people, if you ask them, they'll just tell you. Again, like, I don't want to be an asshole, right? I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to make anyone sound or you know, not sound, but feel bad or anything like that. If you take video games that serious, hey, that's you know, that's all you, man. It's all good. But, like, a lot of people who don't have anything better to do, they get way into video games and things like that. You know, if you don't have anything that is going to be worthwhile, who the hell is this guy?
The gun runners ought to help the
all right.
by donating
Well,
some of that.
go fuck yourself. Anyway, yeah, you know, if you don't have anything worthwhile, if you don't do anything good with your time, chances are you're going to find something like video games and you're going to take it way too serious. And you're going to be sitting here trying to check nuts on other people. Like, oh, you haven't beaten Dark Souls, bro? You haven't done Dark Souls? Dude, like, wow. That, oh, all right. Okay. Man, I thought you were a man. I didn't know you were a pussy. Like, that's how people talk when they have nothing. When they're a nothing person. And instead of actually having a personality or, you know, anything that they can do to actually have, like, a worthwhile existence and to try and build something and go in a direction in life instead of just stagnating, staying in one spot. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, instead of having something worthwhile, instead of something that enriches their life, that makes them an enriching person, they just have video games, right? And because of that, when... Like this happened, right? This person, right? I was sitting here talking about New Vegas a while ago, right? This is like a long ass time ago, and this is when I first realized. That this is kind of what is going on with people like this. There was this dude. I was at a friend's house. It was a friend of a friend situation. We're all sitting there talking about video games. I think I might have been like 19, 20, maybe even younger. Probably younger, like 17, 18. And I'm talking about New Vegas, right? Like literally New Vegas. And I ended up getting all of the achievements because I was playing on the 360 that I had back then, right? I ended up getting all the achievements, and I was talking about it, and I said, yeah, I just perfected the game. And this dude immediately got skeptical. He's like, what do you mean by that? And it's like, I was like, I got all the achievements. Because that's literally what they called it when you got all the achievements for a video game back then, was you've perfected the game. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm pretty sure that's why I used that wording, right? I end up saying this, and he kind of gets snooty with me a little bit. He's like, oh, yeah, I mean, when I think of perfecting a game, I think that means completing all quests and getting all the Easter eggs and hidden content and unlocking everything. But, you know, he got, like, snooty about it. And, like, I noticed it right away, right? I was like, huh, that's weird. Why is he talking to me like that? I thought about it for, like, 5 seconds, and I realized, like, oh, I'm 17 years old. I don't have a lot going for me, but I do have things other than video games. This guy, he goes to school, if he was in school at the time, he goes home and he sits in front of his computer or in front of his 360 or in front of whatever it is that he has for his entire day. That's just what he does, right? And because of this, his pride, his ego, his personality is completely and totally based around video games and how well he can do at video games and what game he completed and this, that, the other thing, right? And because of this, he sat there and he got a little bit flip with me. If all I had was video games, if all I had was, yeah, I played Dark Souls and I beat it and I only died 10 times instead of the usual 500 that people will die. If that's all I had to talk about, right? If that was my personality, I'd be real fucking careful with other people, dude. You know, I would be real careful. But when you have an ego and that ego is based around something, you're gonna make bad decisions, you know?